Would you like to work closer to home, save money on gas, and be rewarded for your hard work and attendance? Then Bellisio Foods is looking for you. That's right, Bellisio Foods is now hiring for multiple positions and shifts with great employee benefits, an on-site health clinic, competitive wages, and advancement opportunities. Bellisio Foods is a company that truly values their employees. Apply online at BellisioFoods.com/careers.
At Vinton County National Bank, we believe in supporting the areas where we live and work. Now, we'd like to honor those who also serve our communities. Our new Community Champions account is especially for first responders, veterans, active military, and anyone employed in the fields of healthcare or education. This account offers rewards, discounts, and other benefits to those who give so much to others. Vinton County National Bank, rewarding those who serve.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday, and welcome to another edition of Main Street TV. Filling in for Jen this morning, it's Eric here from 740 Sports, and I'm happy I am, because this morning here, I am joined by a sports crew here. I got the Oak Hill football squad in here with me, joined by Jason Fitzhugh, new head football coach of the Oak Hill Oaks, and he's got a slew of Oaks football players that we're going to get the chance to speak with here in just a moment as well. So, Coach, thanks for taking the time bright and early on a Monday to join us, man.
Thanks for having us.
Oh, man, it's awesome. We're happy to have you, and I'm excited to hear your perspectives on a lot of things, man. Oak Hill football, I talked to you a little bit before we got on the air. Got a soft spot in my heart for the Oaks. Got to play at Bill Davis Stadium for 3 years as a part of the semi-pro team that was here in town. I love that experience. You're now in town running the show for the Oaks. So talk to me a little bit, Coach. Little tough season last year, had some struggles, things like that. Big switch up at head coach during the offseason, which I know you're excited about. What's the summer look like for you guys up to this point?
So we got started a little late, but we just put in work. That's all it was. Get in the weight room. I told the kids there's no fluff in the weight room. We use the weight room to get strong. We get on the field and on the track to get in shape. Spent a lot of time doing that, maybe hopefully to prevent some of the injuries that we saw last year.
Yeah.
And then we started, we were fortunate to get in some 7-on-7s, see where we were at. Some of the guys, we can move to different positions just to see what kind of weapons we might have had that we didn't even know we had. So as far the kids just came out and worked, and we built our numbers. I want to say we started with 14 or 15, and we're up to 40 right now.
Wow.
So, and that's just them coming out working hard, and it kind of just, a lot of young guys come out, so that's nice to have that.
Yeah.
But it's because of those older guys that were out there and setting the example, and they did a great job. And this summer was a lot of fun. We had a good time, and so
good.
Yeah, we're looking forward to the season.
Good. Heck yeah, man. So you've got, like you said, you've got some tested seniors, to say the least. So it's nice that not only are those guys out there getting stronger, putting in the work, but those guys are helping bring these numbers up, man. And I think that the numbers alone were a little bit of the issue that the Oaks had last year. I mean, just the numbers and the injuries, and it's nice to see that Oaks football is on the rebuild, man. It's coming back.
Yeah, it's fun to see them coming out. And these guys, it is because of them, the juniors and seniors that are out there. I think that the other guys are seeing it, the other kids are seeing it, they want to be part of that.
Yeah.
And these guys have been nothing but positive. And I think that's important. Yeah. They've come out with a good attitude. They left the field with a good attitude every day. It's a struggle because everything's new again for them. So, So I do feel bad for some of these older guys because they've been through a lot of new. So just learning what we expect out of them as a coaching staff, what we are implementing, it's the new system and all that stuff. It's been a little bit of a hurdle for them, but they've done nothing. They've been great the whole time. They've done nothing but put in the work.
Yeah, and you mentioned these guys have been through a whole lot of new. You're new to the area. You're new to the school system as a coach. So talk to us, for the folks that maybe locally that don't know much about you. Give us a little bit of background about yourself, man.
Okay. Well, I moved here from South Florida 2 years ago yesterday. Okay. And I coached high school football down there. I was a head coach, a defensive coordinator, had a good youth football program I was a head coach for. And I wasn't even a football guy. I just my son was playing football back in like 2010. Yeah. And one of my buddies was the coach, and he's like, hey, you want to come out and coach? And at the time I was coaching martial arts, and I was fighting professionally. And so I was kind of like, man, I don't know nothing about coaching football.
Yeah.
And he's like, you don't have to. You just got to be a coach. That's all I need. I just need somebody out there to be a coach, and just kind of fell in love with the sport. I mean, I played it when I was a kid, but didn't really know the nuances, the X's and O's, some of the stuff it took to be, a good team.
Yeah.
So I kind of got into it, fell in love with the sport, enjoyed those years, coached and became a head coach, did really well with that, and was fortunate enough to move on to coach high school football and end up here. And it's funny, I moved here with really no intention of coaching again. And I think you get the itch. I didn't want to coach martial arts anymore. I didn't want to coach football anymore.
Yeah.
And I was doing jiu-jitsu at one academy, and the owner, Joe Taylor, is a great guy.
Yeah, great guy, phenomenal dude.
He approached me. He's like, hey, I saw you were one of the head coaches at King's Muay Thai. He's like, you want to start a Muay Thai program? And I was like, nah. But eventually he talked me into it, and then all of a sudden I was coaching high school football again. So So I think it's good. It's meant to be, and I'm enjoying the time that I'm having here.
It sounds like you got the personality for it, and I'm like you, man. It doesn't necessarily X's and O's doesn't make as much of a difference as letting these guys know you care about them and you're there for them.
Yeah.
And I don't think new or old, it doesn't matter as long as you guys know that you're there and you care for them. I think that'll take you a long way. So we mentioned squad that had its struggles a little over a year ago, bringing those numbers back up. This wasn't a group, though, that just got blown out every week. I mean, they had a few close games. 3-point loss to Wellston to kick off the year. 3-point loss to Northwest to end the year. This is a squad that can compete, man. So I'm excited to see you feel the same way. Yeah. What are you hoping to see come out of this season?
Whenever I get into coaching, it's just in constant improvement. That's how it is.
Yeah.
We don't really set goals. Like, of course, every coach wants to win the league title.
Of course,
everybody wants to be competitive. My goal is really just are we getting better every day? Like one day at a time. Are we better than we were yesterday? And if we're not, we got some work to do.
Yeah.
So just putting together, I think, putting the work in day by day will give us a competitive team.
Yeah.
And they are. They're exceptional athletes, better than I think they get credit for.
Yeah.
And so, I'm looking forward to a fun, competitive season.
It's going to be awesome, man. I'm happy to hear, like you said, the Oaks the numbers are coming back. The program's getting the rebuild that it long needs, and it's exciting, man. You brought a slew of them with you. We're going to get to chat with these guys here in a bit. But if I'm an Oaks fan, what should I expect to see come out of this season, man? If I'm sitting up in the stands, I'm there every Friday night. I'm traveling to the Bergs of the world. I'm going everywhere. Yeah. What am I hoping to take away from this season from a fan's perspective?
Well, the good thing for me is I don't really know much about the other teams. So, there's nothing to compare it to as far as the Bergs and stuff for me.
Yeah.
But I think what you're going to see is one thing I think that'll be noticeable right off the bat is the physicality.
Yeah. Okay. I think that.
I think the kids will agree that we are a much more physical football team right now.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of young players. So the guys, the seniors that are here, pretty much, we got a couple that aren't, but a lot of our guys that are especially in the trenches, they're sophomores. It might be a couple freshmen. Although I don't like putting freshmen on the field as a varsity player.
Right.
To me, they're the exception. They shouldn't be the rule. But we're in a situation where you got a lot of them. A lot of incoming freshmen, a lot of sophomores.
Right.
So I think some of those guys that were freshmen last year and got banged up a little bit.
Yeah.
They're ready for it. They're embracing the physicality. These guys that are here right now, there's no question that they're physical.
They're big.
Yeah, they are.
They're good size, man.
And I'm telling you, that's the weight room work, man.
It's clearly, yeah.
I mean, you got kids, and this is no joke, like kids over there and I'm not going to say who or whatever, but just think about the lifts that couldn't squat 275 pounds 2 months ago that are doing almost 400 pounds right now.
Yeah, man.
Clean. And so, and there's kids in the weight room that are well over 400 pound squats and 500 pound deadlifts and are right there that couldn't even sniff that a couple months ago. So they're seeing things that are tangible. They're seeing results, and I think it's giving them confidence on the field.
It's everything.
And it's just about going out there and getting us as coaches having continuity, and hopefully we can relay that what we're trying to get the right way out of the kids.
Yeah, I'm with you. We're going to get to talking to Big Joe here, who's going to do everything to. What's the word I'm looking for to describe exactly what the guy's gigantic. So we're going to get a visual representation of exactly what Coach Fitzhugh's talking about here. But before we get to Joe, I got to ask you, have you had a welcome to Oak Hill moment yet? Has there been, you're from South Florida.
Yeah.
I'm sure things are a little bit different up here in the woods.
Yeah.
So has there been a, whoa, I'm in Oak Hill, Ohio moment for you yet? Or not yet?
I think when we drove through it, moving back up here.
Yeah.
It was kind of, reality hit, and we moved quite a few places. So it was pretty cool. But I don't know, man. I've been into a lot of places, lived in a lot of places, so nothing that's really taken me back except for the community is a great community. Like the people are awesome. Got a couple of nasty text messages a couple of times from people when I took the coaching position, but that's okay. I tell the kids, let me handle that smoke. I'll be good with that. Yeah. But no, the community overall, that's the thing I noticed the most about it. The people are great. They're supportive. They're kind, and that's what you look for, I think, when you move to an area. Yeah. Because I know I'm the outsider. I'm very aware that I'm not, an Oak Hill guy. Sure. So kind of just like trying to, I don't know, balance that, and they've been great. That's the one thing I noticed. The welcome to Oak Hill moment for me is coming from South Florida. Yeah. Where if you sit at the green light more than 2 seconds, they're laying on their horns and riding up on your butt. And here, everybody's real patient, waving you through, and so I enjoy that.
Yep. Hey, here, if you got someone behind you at the green light, that's a shock here, brother. Hey, we're thank you for taking the time to join us here, Coach. I appreciate getting your perspective, but I'd like to chit chat with some of these guys as well. Man. So we're going to get Big Joe in here. Joe Anaby here. He's here to chat with us, and we'll just sit you right here in the center. Don't block our TV, though, okay? You're a big man. And we got Big Joe here with us. Joe, go ahead, and for those of you who may not know, give us your name, your grade, your position, and what number we could expect to see you wearing on Friday nights.
My name is Joseph Anaby. I play tight end and defensive end, and I'm a senior, and I'll be wearing number 32.
I love it, man. I love it. How was the offseason for you?
It was something. Yeah. It was I remember whenever he first took the coaching job, he sat the baseball team down. He was like, is this okay with you guys? And he's like, well, if I take the position, I know Joe's not going to be playing offensive line anymore. I was excited at first, and I get in there, I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah. So what's the acclimation to tight end been for you, though? I mean, have you enjoyed it overall?
Yeah, it's been fun. It's a slow process. Yeah. Trying to figure out like alignments and stuff, and just what I'm doing. We get into it sometimes about how I'm running routes, and I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing. Just give me some time.
Yeah, give you some time. Stay patient with him, Coach. So fun story for you, Joe. My senior year, I was challenged with a new head football coach at Jackson. Of course, it was Andy Hall then. And Andy's still there 15 years later. So just to give you guys, you younger guys at Oak Hill, hey, Coach might be there 15 years later. I wasn't on board at first either. I was a little, hang on now. I got thrown to tight end, man. So I'm right in that same boat, but I was coming out of the backfield. I wasn't coming from the line, so it made it a little different for me. What are your? I know Coach, has some goals for the year, I'm sure. What are your goals for this season, man? Being a senior, it's going to be the last time through. Got any goals for the year?
I think just improvement is a big one. I mean, probably wouldn't take much from last year. Hopefully just get all 10 games in this year. That'd be an improvement.
Okay. Yeah,
just to see some success would be nice.
Yeah. Okay. So win or two, I'm sure, goes a long way. Yeah. Playing all, and it's interesting to me, man, that you said playing all 10 games. Because that was something that when we were here last year, that was something that we hear through the media. Oak Hill is going to have to call this game for Friday night, and we're like, man, just heartbroken. So I mean, same way in your guys' shoes though. I mean, is similar situation.
Yeah,
for
it's
you
a little
guys?
frustrating. I mean, you only get so many opportunities. I mean, you get 40 games in your high school career and missing out on a couple of those last year. I mean, it's kind of it's frustrating. Yeah. But I mean, I understand he did it for the best, the safety of us, but it's just something odd to go through. Yeah.
I'm with you. Hey, those Rockets are going to be here Friday night before you know it. Okay, so we're getting that opportunity right in front of us again. What's been your favorite part of high school football, man?
I don't. Just the competitive aspect of it, I guess. Yeah. I'm pretty competitive. Yeah. I play 3 sports, so it's fun going out there and competing. Yeah. Something.
Football, basketball, and baseball as well. Okay, nice, man. Coach, anything on Big Joe here? I mean, what's your you moved him to tight end. You said that's going to happen.
I think you see the potential with how athletic he is. Yeah. And his size. I mean, you kind of like look at a kid like Joe and look. Hopefully, and I'm not, hopefully things work out well this season, but you see potential beyond high school for him. Yeah. And you don't, to me, it wasn't of course, I'm going to put wherever you can help the team the most is where I'm going to put you.
Absolutely.
We got some big boys down on the line that are young. And I look at Joe at 240 pounds or whatever he is. Yeah. 6'3", an athlete, can catch the ball. Yeah. He's a defensive end also, and he's a force. Like he's somebody that can make a difference on both sides of the ball. And I think his potential beyond high school is there. I think that if he has a healthy season, puts together some good film, there's no doubt I can get him into college. No doubt. Like if that's what he wants to do, if that's the course he wants to take, it won't be hard to get someone like him with his size, his ability, his speed, way he can kind of go after the ball, move, and his routes are fine. But the great thing about him is the kind of kid that doesn't have to run perfect routes. I mean, you just get him the ball.
Yeah.
And, it's a scary thing when you got a guy like him and you're a 170-pound safety.
Ain't happening.
Yeah, trying to come downhill and make a hit on him.
You're going to make a business decision.
So, we'll see how it plays out as far as, are we able to get him the ball, pass protect, do everything we need to do to get him involved. But he's definitely one of those guys I looked at the beginning of the year and thought about a lot. And he played. I was fortunate to coach him in baseball too. And he's an outstanding baseball player too.
Nice.
And, so yeah, great athlete. So that was kind of my decision in moving him to tight end.
Yeah.
I want to put my athletes where they can be athletes and make plays as far as catching the ball, running, doing things like that. So he's definitely one of those guys.
Well, Joe, you're going to get the opportunities this year from the tight end spot, man. The end of the line. I'm looking forward to it, man. I hope I get to catch an Oak Hill game or two. Anything you want to say, or anyone you want to shout out as a part of any of this, man? I mean, you're a senior. You met a lot of people through the years, parents, coaches, anything like that.
I mean, shout out Fitz.
I love it, baby. I love it.
Out here doing his thing.
Okay. You got any plans to move on to the next level, or any hopes or desires to play at the next level? Still thinking about some of those things?
I mean, maybe not really. I don't really think that's something that. I mean, maybe. I mean, we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
Okay. Who knows, man? Who knows what the future holds for you?
I think that's the hard part here. Like getting through to them is them knowing that that's actually a reality.
Yeah,
that can happen.
It is. It can.
And I've sent much less skilled kids than what we have here to college to play football, and he's an exceptional athlete and specimen. So hopefully things work out well this year, and we can get that. At least show them it's a reality.
Yeah, at least show you it's possible, and present the opportunity, man. And that's all as coaches. That's all I think you ever hope to do. Joe, thanks for your time, man. Appreciate it. We'll get some of these other guys in. That was Big Joe Anaby, man, the Oak Hill tight end, and we're about to be joined by a couple of. I don't know what to make of these guys quite yet,
you
Coach.
said it right. They're a couple.
Okay. Hey, let's get Eddie and Andy in here, man. Hey, I'm gonna need one of you guys to bring a seat. One of you guys got to bring a seat.
Are you guys good with sitting around me?
I was going to say, yeah. Can we split you up? Are we allowed to split you up?
Yeah.
Are you guys going to a little separation anxiety? There we go. I love it, man. Let's do it. You said they remind you of your best friends, your best friend from high school. I got the same feel from these guys.
Inseparable and did everything together, and I pretty much stayed with him through high school. So
that's cool.
Pretty similar, relationship.
That's awesome. I got Eddie and Andy. I got Eddie and Andy here, man. So Eddie, Andy, talk to us. Go ahead and give us your name, your grade, your position, and what number we can expect you to wear on Friday night.
I'm Eddie Abley. I'm the quarterback, and I'm number 3.
I love it.
My name's Andy, and I'm the wide receiver and safety and senior year.
I love it, baby. What number you wear?
13.
13 and 3. Man, come on. You guys are inseparable. I love it, man. There's got to be some first touchdown between you guys this year is going to go crazy. I can't wait. How's the offseason been for you guys?
Oh, it's been great. I mean, Coach Fitz has prepared us pretty good for this year, I feel like.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all.
All right. So let me get your perspective on that as well.
We've definitely had our ups and downs.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay.
But I feel like here recently we've gotten everything together. And Coach Fitz has been there for us, and we're going to be there for him.
I love it, man. You guys looking forward to your Friday nights?
Oh,
yes, sir.
You got Wellston this Friday night. How are we feeling about the Rockets?
We'll beat them.
I love it. Let's do it. Any goals for the 2024 season? We got a quarterback-receiver combo. I mean, you got like 10 touchdowns between the two of you, I'm sure, that type of thing.
At least.
At least. I love it.
They're pretty unique. Both of them are pretty unique talents, man.
Yeah,
Eddie's got some. I've coached a lot of kids over the years. Some really good quarterbacks.
Yeah.
As far as arm talent goes, there's not very many I can think of that matches arm talent. He's
nice.
He can sling it.
And,
Andy's kind of, I don't know. I might be dating myself here, but if you remember Gumby.
Yeah.
Andy's kind of like I call him a Swiss Army knife. He can do everything. Whatever you need him to do, he can get it done. But he just makes those weird plays where he can bend in every direction, or like the ball you don't think he's going to get back to. He jumps over the 6'5" defender to get it. Like he's a pretty unique talent. So
two playmakers.
And Eddie's
man.
about as tough as they come. So both of them are tough. But Eddie's the guy that like he just keeps on going, man. They're both they're fun to coach.
So guys that are as versatile as you, what are your favorite things about the sport? So for me, I like to run and all those fun things, but I loved contact, man. I love to be physical. So what is that kind of?
I love it.
Yeah. Okay.
I love that.
Okay. So as a quarterback, that's an interesting combination because you look like you can run it a little bit as well. So you looking to deliver a blow or stepping out of bounds?
No, I'm delivering. I'm not stepping out.
Yeah, it's a conversation we've continued to have.
Is it?
You can't take that away from him. That's something like with a kid like that. You just, that's who he is.
Live
that's
with
his
it.
personality, and you don't want to take it away. And
Yeah. I feel it. What about you, Andy? Anything in your end of the world, man? What do you enjoy about the sport?
I love catching the ball from him.
Okay.
Just up in the air, perfect ball right there.
Yeah.
I love it.
So what route you running? If he says any route, what route?
I'll fade all day.
All day long.
All day.
Okay.
All
Okay.
day.
All right, and you're gonna make the catch.
Yeah.
All right. I love
100%.
it, man. I love it. What's been your guys' favorite part of high school football?
I don't even know.
Been a ride, hasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
It's been a ride. Does it feel like things are going to be a little more consistent this year? Maybe you can take a breath and enjoy it a little bit. You guys are both seniors, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I feel like it'll be like that way.
Okay. Fingers crossed, man.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. Hey, like you said, we'll see. I mean, these guys that going to have to prove it a little bit, and I think that's fair to say. But we're looking forward to everything that you guys are going to do, man. I mean, Oak Hill football's on the rebuild. It is what it is, and you guys are going to be the first class. You guys. I got kids and friends that come up to me and say, "Hey, Jackson football 15 years ago was going through it."
Yeah.
And we were a part of that first class. So, and people still come up to us. There was one other question I was going to swing to you guys, but I don't remember what it was. Anybody you want to shout out or anything along those lines this morning? Any girls, man? Come on. I thought we was going to have.
Big Ed.
What's up?
Big Ed.
Big Ed?
That's his dad.
Okay. Big Ed. Hey, Big Ed.
Say that.
Shout out to Big Ed, man. We appreciate it. We're looking forward to Eddie doing what he does on the field, man. If it came down to it, touchdown pass, touchdown run, or a huge hit, which one are you going to have on a Friday night?
Just like game saving?
Game winning.
Game winning.
Game winning.
Big old hit.
Big hit to end it, baby. Coach,
He's a safety too.
I love it.
You play safety also.
Okay.
Those are the two safeties back there.
So if a ball's up in the air on Friday night, he's going for the hit. He ain't going for the ball.
He'll get the ball.
He'll get the ball. Somehow he'll end up with it.
Yeah.
I love it, man. I love it. Andy, thanks for taking the time, man. I appreciate you guys. Good luck to you guys this season. I hope it's a great ride for you. I hope that you enjoy every moment you guys get and find some memories, man. You'll remember those things.
Thank you.
All right. Yep. Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it. And finally, we got Brody and Blaze. And they're here, boys and girls. Brody and Blaze making their way to the mics. I love it. Good morning, boys.
Good morning.
How are you guys this morning?
Great.
I love you. I'm convinced now. These guys are awesome. Brody, Blaze, thanks for taking the time. Go ahead, and if you wouldn't mind, give us your full name, your grade, your position, and what we can expect you to wear jersey number-wise.
I'm Blaze Ford. I'm a junior, and I'm a linebacker and running back, and I'm wearing number 21.
21, baby.
My name's Brody Brunton. I'm a senior. I play center and defensive tackle, and I will be wearing number 77 this year.
All right. I love it. 77 and 21. How's the summers going for you guys? How's the offseason been?
Honestly, it's been great putting in the grind since the winter. I'm looking good.
Yeah. Okay.
We've been putting in the work. The work gets tough, but once you make it through, it's easy.
Yeah.
It becomes a routine. I believe that Coach Fitz has done a really good job with us this year.
It's awesome. That's awesome. It's been a little different. Another, kind of another new coach and what have you. What's been the most different you would think between this season and last season up to this point?
For me, just moving from positions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where'd you go to and where are you at now?
I went from offensive guard to running back.
Say that was a flip.
Big jump, but that's all I've been doing, like all football.
I love it.
Going from nose guard to linebacker. I mean, it's just
Heck yeah.
work. You got to put in the work.
Yeah.
He's a missile.
Yeah.
The kid comes downhill and he flies, and doesn't matter what's in front of him. He's hitting.
So you went from, dude, this is crazy. So you went from two positions where you got your hands on people to start to play. You're playing with hands free. What's that been like, man?
It's new. I mean,
Just read and react.
yeah.
And go. I love it.
I'm a football player. I'm
Yeah.
a running back.
I love it, man. I love it. Heck yeah. And Brody, talk to me, man. What's been the most different for you in your eyes, you would say?
This is the first year I've actually been healthy, but I feel like our offensive line's doing really good. I feel like that we will be a force this year.
Okay. How would you describe your guys' offense? Would you call it power? Would you call it speed? I'll take an answer from anybody at this point.
A little bit of both.
A little bit of both and do it all? Looking to do it all? I love it, man.
Yeah, they've been doing a good job, too. And Brody had a bad accident last year. He's coming back from. So the previous Coach Kratz, took care of him. He did a good job, being there for him and stuff like that. And so he was motivated to get back on the field with a lot of support.
Yeah.
So it's fun to see him out there now, knowing him that it might not, if he didn't work so hard to get back out there, he may not have put himself in position to play football again. So he busted his butt for his senior year to get back out on the field, and so everybody I think is proud of him. I mean, the whole community is proud of the work he's put in to get back out there. So
that's awesome. Yeah, man. That's awesome. I'm happy for you. Do you love football?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it your only sport?
Yeah.
Okay. How long you played football?
I've played since 7th grade.
Since 7th grade? Okay. Okay. What's your favorite part about football?
I really love the contact.
Contact?
Contact is the best part.
Okay. What was it that you had to kind of work through to get back onto the field this year, if you don't mind me asking?
Me and one of my best friends, we had a car accident a year ago in March. Man. I was injured for about 6 months, and then I had to get surgery after that. I found out I had to get surgery. Man. And I just finally got back from it about 2 months ago.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great.
You feel better?
Yeah.
I love that, man. I love that. I'm glad you're pulling through it, brother. Wow, it's a scary man. A parent here. I got 4 boys. I can't imagine getting that call. So I'm glad you're doing all right. You're back to playing the sport you love, man. What has been your favorite parts of high school football so far?
Well, I mean, I love getting to know people.
Yeah.
I'm a people person. I met Andy when I first moved here.
Okay.
Met Andy and Eddie, and we've just played football ever since.
Yeah.
It's great, the friendships that you get from the sport.
The friendships are insane. And for those of you who may be watching, we got a little side basketball game going off on the side here. So hey, these guys are competitors.
And guess who it is?
And it's Eddie and Andy. It's Eddie and Andy. And hey, I got a really funny story. I'm going to tell this real quick. I don't usually make this about this hour about us, but I had a coach. We were in 3rd and 4th grade football, and these guys are the reason I'm telling this story. This coach, we had 2 kids on our team who were the opposite of these guys. They couldn't get along. And we had a coach that made these 2 run laps while holding hands. They ran laps while holding hands.
They voluntarily.
And I was going to say, we'd have to make them run laps without touching each other. I think that would be the opposite.
Yeah,
I think you guys got to run laps.
You got to put them on the opposite side of the ball.
Yeah,
that's how you get them away from
I bet that gets
I did that last week. It was fun.
Yeah, I bet it was fun. That's awesome. Brody, Blaze, anyone else you guys kind of want to shout out or anything you want to, discuss heading into, your senior year and your junior year?
Yeah.
Anyone that's helped you out?
I mean, honestly, Jeremy Ford, he helped me put in the work. He puts me where I'm supposed to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's exciting too. That's his dad, and he's coming on now to help out with the coaching staff because we're shorthanded. So
yeah.
We only have 4 coaches.
That's what you said. Talk to me about the staff if you don't mind, Coach.
We got they're great, man. So the staff is when I got hired on, they had already hired on 2 other teachers as assistants.
Yeah.
And they've been great. It's Timmy Sowers is awesome. I love having him out there. His knowledge of football is outstanding. He's a good coach. Has a lot of experience. Luke Hammond was the other teacher that they hired.
Okay.
And Luke was a good. I guess he played his senior year, and I don't know the background on all of them, but outstanding football player, basketball player. He coaches other sports, basketball and track. And I think they both coach track, and they've been great out there. And then Flint Barger is another one where I was fortunate to coach baseball with Flint this year, and he's a young coach that I think I wanted him out of football, and I think because he's only 21, but the kids respect him. There's no, they look at him as a coach and not the guy that graduated high school a few years ago.
Right.
I felt like that was important, and I feel like he gets the most out of them.
Yeah.
For such a young guy, he does a great job coaching, so I really enjoy having him. Then we got Jody Falk, who he hasn't been out there yet because he's working the schedule. We were practicing in the mornings, and Jody comes out and helps out. I was fortunate to coach baseball and have him on the staff, and he was he's a tremendous help, man. Fun guy to be around. He loves the kids, just loves being part. That's his community. He loves being part of the team.
Yeah.
And he's a tremendous help. And then our trainer, Sarah McMahon, Sarah's like the best trainer I've ever
A good
seen.
trainer
like
takes a program so far,
she's
man.
Unbelievable, man.
Especially
These
football.
kids don't realize how lucky they have it when she's doing like cup therapy and the guns, ice baths. I mean, she's great. So I had this one trainer back in Florida, and she was just this old crusty lady that would cuss the kids out, and I liked her.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, don't turn Sarah into her, man. Like,
please don't.
Enjoy what you got in that trainer. So yeah, and then now Jeremy coming out will definitely help, because we've got enough to have a JV team.
Yeah.
The issue is trying to manage that. Like, how do we get the JV kids reps, which we haven't. I don't feel like we've done the best job at.
Yeah.
But it's just being able to make sure our varsity kids are being as prepared as possible to play varsity football when you're kind of shorthanded on the coaching staff. Fortunately, Jeremy stepped up. He'll be out there today for the first time. So yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fun to have him out there. I just told my only rule is you can't coach your own kid. Like come help out. You're not allowed to coach your
That's
kid.
a good rule.
So, yeah.
That's a good rule, man. I got 4 boys. I've got no desire to coach either because I'm in the same boat. Like, I want to see them take acceptance and authority from other people.
Ultimately, they're going to be better.
I hope so.
My son, I had to coach him because I was his defensive coordinator, but ended up being an ESPN top 63 Florida, like outstanding football player.
Yeah.
And I think it was more so because I didn't coach him as he was growing up.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So he learned more from other coaches than he was ever going to learn from his dad. So yeah.
That's cool, man. Then you got the opportunity to kind of be with him there towards the end.
Yeah,
that's
and
kind
you
of
can
cool
separate
too.
the relationship on the field.
I think at that point it's much easier to do when high school, that type of thing, than when they're not these guys, but the younger kids.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? The junior highs and the peewee footballs of the world. Speaking of which, we'll get you guys out of here in just a moment. You mentioned you had a really killer youth program in Florida that I wanted to chat with you about.
Okay.
Any youth program we got going on in Oak Hill right now, or anything?
Yeah, they're
building?
doing. So I was fortunate to sit in on one of their meetings a month or so ago.
Yeah,
and I haven't been able to. I haven't seen it yet, but they I did go to some youth games last year, but they've, I guess from what I understand, they've rebuilt that youth program and their numbers are really high.
Yeah.
To where they're doing I think they're doing a lot of games between each other, and so it was pretty impressive to sit there. Great group of people. To sit there and kind of get to know them a little bit and listen to how they've built that program back up. So yeah, I think there should be a lot of optimism coming out of the youth program.
That's great. That's great. Did we did we have a football camp this summer? Or did we get around to? Okay.
We had,
okay.
I want to say, what do we have? 80 kids.
Wow.
Yeah, about 80 kids or so show up to the football camp.
What were the grades or ages?
First through 8th.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So that's not even the varsity kids or high school kids or any of that. That's awesome.
No, but they were there too. So
of course.
They were running the camp. So
yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it was a fun camp. We did some fun stuff. Second day we did a 2-day camp, and the second day was competition, fun stuff. So So yeah, I think it was a good time, man.
Okay.
We had a good time.
Okay. Coach, we're going to get you out of here as well. Anything you'd like to say or anything you'd like to mention before we get you moving here?
Also, since people are watching it too, just to know that the administration's been great out there.
Yeah.
I've had nothing but support from the principals, the athletic director.
Right.
We have a new athletic director. She's been great. I think that sometimes, I've been part of administrations that were not so great, and then some really good ones.
Yeah.
I think that plays a huge role when you can get on the same page and you can get along. So, I appreciate all their support, all their help. Just for this season, I'm excited. I'm excited to get on the field.
Yeah.
I'm excited for us to see progress. And I'm excited that they're looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So that's the exciting part.
It seems like all these guys are geared up. It seems like people in Oak Hill love their football, man. I mean, I hope you're in for the surprise. I feel like you are, man. Football Friday nights don't get any bigger than Davis Stadium, man.
Yeah.
Drive.
Time for us to outshine the band.
Yeah. Let's do it. Are we home or away to kick off the season?
Home.
We're home?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got the Golden Rockets at home this Friday. Feeling pretty good about this one, boys?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm feeling good about it as well. Hoping nothing but the best for you guys. Good luck to you this year, and we're happy to have you and be a part of it, Coach. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having us.
All right, then Blaze, Brody, Andy, Eddie, and Joe, and of course Coach Fitzhugh. Right here as well, here on Main Street TV. We'll get you guys out of here and get you on the road. Thanks so much for taking the time to join us.
Cool. Thanks.
All right, absolutely. And we appreciate these guys. You guys are good. All right. Yeah. Thanks a lot. We appreciate these guys taking the time to join us. We wish the Oak Hill Oaks nothing but the best as they take on the Wellston Golden Rockets this weekend to kick off high school football here in the 740. It should be an absolute blast. The Oak Hill Oaks look to kind of rebound off of the year they had last year and get the program back up and moving and get it going in the right direction. You guys are good. Oh, okay. Well, hey, best of luck on the basket, man. Hey, Andy's over here. He's going to make sure. He's going to make sure that he gets out of here with the basket. Hasn't been so good up to this point. But, hey, we appreciate it doing what he does. Also, in other related news, high school football kicking off in the area. We are going to be covering quite a few games here on Total Media Sports, Main Street TV, all of the above. This Friday, the games kicking off in the area will be pretty notable. Trimble taking on Nelsonville, York in the Athens market. Athens at Philo. Gallia Academy at Meigs. South Gallia against Southern Meigs. Jackson travels to Logan. Jackson leads that series 50-46. And Jackson looking to get a win to kick off the season for the Ironmen. Wellston at Oak Hill. Wellston leads this series 43-24. And again, that one's going to kick off this Friday night at Oak Hill as the Oaks begin their season. Vinton County at Unioto. Unioto leads this one 15-5, but the Vikings are hoping to snap into that deficit this year and kick off the season with a victory. Waverly at Miami Trace. Northwest at Piketon. Miller at Eastern Beaver. Eastern Beaver coming off of a huge win last year, huge record last year, 10-0 record to wrap up an SEC title, I should say. A great time there. Waterford at Alexander. Eastern Meigs against River Valley. Monroe Central at Belpre. Fedhock at Green. Bloom Carroll against Chillicothe. Hillsborough and Western Brown. McLean at Adena. Again, these are all Friday night's games. All of them. And a lot of them we'll be covering here on Total Media. McLean at Adena. Washington Courthouse at London. Sims Valley at Chesapeake. Colgrove at Greenup County. Portsmouth West at Fairland. And Portsmouth at Valley. Minford at Rock Hill. Ironton at Wheelersburg. It's always a huge game. Ironton currently leads the series 21-14. That's going to be probably the game of the week in the area, if I had to guess. It's always a massive one. Huntington at East Clinton. Paint Valley at Blanchester. Southeastern against Sciotaville East. Madison Plains at Westfall. Logan at Zane Trace. Fairfield Christian Academy taking on Portsmouth Notre Dame. And Barnesville Fort Fry is also Barnesville at Fort Fry. Marietta at Morgan, and Circleville at Warren. It's the first ever meeting between those two teams. So, again, high school football kicking off this Friday should be an absolutely killer first week of games here in the area. A lot of good ones here. And if you're watching this, make sure you're commenting and letting us know which teams you're going to be paying attention to and focusing on. And we'll be happy to chat with you about that team. We're going to be joined with Pete Wilson here in just a moment for some Monday morning news as he gives us a little bit of a weekend recap as to what was going on here in the Jackson area. And we're looking forward to speaking with Mr. Wilson and having the opportunity to chat with him as he fills us in on everything going on in the area. Personally, though, boys and girls, I'm really looking forward to some high school football this week. Going to be a great time, an absolutely great time. We've got our Football Friday kickoff as well that takes place this weekend, so be sure that you're listening to that at 5 p.m. on Friday as that kicks off in several different markets here on Total Media Radio. Be sure to keep a lookout for all of the details with that as well. And again, we are just moments away from the man, the myth, the legend, Pete Wilson. And it doesn't get any better than Pete Wilson. I don't think it does. Newsman Pete doing what Newsman Pete does. Jackson at Logan this Friday. Should be a great game. Wellston and Oak Hill kicking things off. Two county schools kicking things off. And I am hoping for the Oaks to kind of battle back and show a little bit more than they were able to last season. Due to the numbers and the injuries, unfortunately, I just don't, unfortunately, it just wasn't the Oaks year last year. It just wasn't. But I'm pretty confident after speaking to Coach Jason Fitzhugh this morning, and some of the Oaks players that we're going to be in for a better ride of football this year for the 2024 fall season than we were last year, Oaks fans. So strap in. It's going to be a ride. We are looking forward to that. Be sure to check into Total Media Sports on our Facebook page as well, as we cover over 130 football games this fall. We are going to be streaming over 130 games this fall. Really looking forward to that opportunity. Football's back, baby. In the 740. They're starting up schools. I'm stopping behind buses on my way to work every morning, and football's back. How about that graphic right there? Just does something for my heart right there. Just does something for me. The Mighty Oaks taking on the Wellston Rockets, and high school football is finally back underway. In something almost as exciting as high school football, Mr. Wilson is here.
Okay, that's always
I
review.
I only say almost because I had to wait a year on high school football. We talked just last week. So,
Okay,
Mr. Pete Wilson, thank you for joining us.
Well, you can't have a better topic right now this week than high school football.
Yes,
so it's
sir.
glad to see the Oak Hill contingent and Coach Fitzhugh come up
Yes.
to talk about their season.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll delve into the regular news, and we have a few things to bounce off of you, Eric, and to our Main Street TV morning show audience. We will start off with a crash that attracted a lot of attention late Friday afternoon on the north end of Wellston, State Route 93. The locals know the big curve before you get to Hamden Hill, a slaughterhouse curve.
Right.
And that is where it occurred. And what happened was a northbound semi-truck hauling logs failed to make that curve there. And that was a one-vehicle wreck there. And Dylan, you can throw that photo up there that we have of the... There it is. Ooh. As you can see, it was a mess. Red Thompson Jr. Went up to the scene, and you can see the logs there on the side. They were on the road as well. There was another photo too. I don't think Dylan has that, but it showed the cab of the semi truck damaged pretty heavily there.
Sure.
There it is, right there. You can see it there, right by the. On its side there, white cab there, it was damaged pretty badly. Now, the good news was that the truck driver was hurt, but not seriously.
Okay.
This was a one-vehicle wreck. No other cars or trucks or whatever was affected. However, it did tie up traffic there at that very busy location there. The road there on the way to Vinton County or from Vinton County into Jackson County for several hours.
Sure.
Had to clean up all the logs, and then whenever you have to move the big trucks and the back end of it, it takes a little while. So the State Highway Patrol reported that. We have that report along with pictures, Eric, on our website, thetelegram.news.com. Of course, it will be in the paper as well on Wednesday. And once again, the good news is the truck driver involved, let's see, we'll give you his name. He was not local. His name was Jared Nisley from nearby Piketon. He had a big load of timber. He just failed to make the turn. That caused the semi to overturn. The logs came out. He was taken to Holzer Medical Center, Jackson, with what was described as non-life-threatening injuries.
Good.
All right. Also on the criminal justice front, there was a big trial last week, only went one day, and it ended up in a conviction of a Pike County man, Sean Harris, age 44, his address, State Route 335 Beaver, and you can see his picture up there. And he was found guilty in a jury trial Jury convicted him. 2 second-degree felony counts of aggravated trafficking in drugs. In this case, the drugs was methamphetamine. Prosecuting attorney Randy Dupree did that trial himself, conducted it on the prosecution side, and got a conviction. And Mr. Harris, according to Prosecutor Dupree, no sentencing yet, but based on how the law works, he faces a potential sentence of let's see here. He faces a potential sentence of 16 to 20 years.
Wow.
Now, this is second-degree felony, and what happened was the Jackson Police Department, as part of the countywide drug crimes task force, received information that there was drug trafficking perhaps going on at this address, 51 Trego Avenue.
Okay.
That is just a half a block away from Jackson Middle School. And even though the school was not directly involved, it heightens the severity of the crime if it is within a certain distance of a school.
Yeah.
And so the police department used a confidential informant, is what they call it. That's somebody going in pretending like they want to do a drug buy. Well, they did that more than once, twice as a matter of fact, and that resulted in these 2 counts against Sean Harris. Once again, sentencing coming later there, but that was good work by the Jackson Police Department and the Crimes Task Force there, and then on the back end by Prosecutor Dupree. All right, kind of like a traffic control thing we want to tell you about, Eric. The busy intersection of State Route 32 and 139 south of Jackson. You know, a lot of people pass through there on 32 or through the intersection to go down 139. They have a new traffic control situation now in place. Construction is not over on this, but the new traffic control is in place.
Okay.
They are doing what they call an R-cut intersection there. That was a picture that I took Saturday at the intersection. You can see the big crane putting a barrier in place at the intersection. Now, when you're on that intersection, there are no left turns anymore. You can't go through the intersection either. So when you get to the intersection, there's the barriers across the intersection. You can't go through anymore. What you have to do is go right. If you're coming from the south on 139, you got to go right on the 32, even if you want to go back left. If you want to go left on from Jackson, like towards Holzer Hospital, you got to go right first. And what you do is you go down not very far, and they have created a U-turn lane in the median, and then you go back the other way. That will prohibit people from going left because even though the sight lines appear pretty good there's straight stretches, there's been a lot of wrecks at that intersection.
There have always been.
Right, and I can tell you this from doing this job a long time, the traffic safety people, including some troopers with the Highway Patrol, didn't say this on the record, but they have indicated it to me. They feel that there shouldn't be a lot of wrecks there because you ought to be able to see. But for whatever reason, there have been a lot of wrecks there, and a lot of them happen when somebody is crossing the highway. Remember, if you're on 32 coming from either direction, there's no stop sign, no traffic light, no caution lights. It's through traffic there. If you're coming from 139, you've got stop signs either way. You've got to yield there.
That's right.
So now you can't go through the intersection. You got to make a right turn, basically. There are no more left turns. That is now in effect. It went in effect on Saturday. So the first time you go out there, do not be surprised. And you know, if you're thinking, oh my God, I want to go that way, you can go that way. It's just, you have to jag to your right, and then you'll come right back across the median on a new U-turn lane, and then go back the other way. Same way if you want to go on the other side of 139, you know, straight through. So that is now in effect. Okay, another thing that we've already talked about, Eric, on Jackson High School dismissal times, you know, on the weekdays, they are now allowing students and staff to exit on Burlington Road. They think that this will ease the traffic and the jams coming down Vaughn Street or hitting on 139. If more students can go out that way. They can go out on Burlington Road. This is only through dismissal, not entry or any other times. I think they do it on football nights too. But you can, on school dismissal days, that would include the day, the students will have to make a right turn. That way, they won't be waiting on traffic, and it won't line up. You got to go right, and then they can figure out whether to go all the way down to 32 or turn around or whatever. But you got to go right. Here's the big deal. I think the speed limit there is at least 35 miles per hour, but they have created a new school zone there. So even if you have nothing to do with school, you're not coming out of that access lane. If you happen to be going through Burlington Road, where that access road is, kind of like at the top of the hill there, that's in the township, not in the city, it's a 20-mile-per-hour speed limit.
Yeah.
They have the signs up. Yellow lights will flash from 2 to 4 p.m.
Okay.
That is before school dismisses and well after school dismisses. But in that 2-hour period, that is a 20-mile-per-hour school zone. Sheriff Ted Frazier was out monitoring that himself last week when this first went into effect, and he says they are going to be bird dogging it.
Yeah.
And so, they may do some warnings at first, but that is the speed limit. They'll be watching it for safety reasons, and you're subject to a citation if you violate and you go more than 20 miles per hour, just like any other school zone anywhere else.
Sure.
So that is in effect.
Yeah.
Speaking of school, is the first day of school now for the Wellston City School District and for Christian Life Academy out on Chillicothe Pike. Now we only have one school district that has not opened yet. That is the Oak Hill Union Local School District. That's why Coach could be here today.
That's why, I'll tell you what, they pencil us in.
He's not playing hooky. They hadn't started school yet. Those kids could be here.
Yep.
But they start Thursday, by the way.
Okay.
So Wellston starts today. So, in the Wellston City School District and out CLOA on Chillicothe Pike, watch for those school buses.
Yep.
Watch for the extra traffic. You're in the school zone now, in those areas where, Wellston High School and Middle School is and where Bundy Elementary is.
Yeah.
Be aware of the extra traffic, buses stopping and starting, kids walking, driving, just increased traffic. So just be careful all the way. And remember, we can't say this enough, when a bus is stopped and those lights are flashing, you've got to stop. You can't go by.
That's it.
Either on either side or go around it. That is a no-no. You're breaking the law. I've seen people arrested for it.
Yep.
All right. AK, we want to tell you, talk about bad luck. The Festival of Flags had what they called a fun day at Etna Park last Saturday. If wind the tape back to Memorial Day weekend, Eric. Remember, we had some rugged weather, had a tornado here in Jackson.
Yep, we sure did.
Well, on that same day, it was pretty rugged down in Oak Hill, too. And because of the weather, they had to cancel their big parade with the Festival of Flags. The car show is the next day. They canceled that, too. They decided a long time ago, they being the Festival of Flags Committee, let's make up for that and have they called it a fun day. It was last Saturday.
Yeah.
They were going to do the parade again, the car show, have some vendors, and they were going to bring back some live musical entertainment. Well, guess what? Another threatening weather on Saturday, late in the afternoon. And because of lightning and thunder, I don't think it started to rain yet, but lightning, thunder, they're lining up for the parade. The committee said, we got to pull the plug on this.
Yep.
So no makeup parade either.
Man.
Now, they did have the car show with 39 entries, and they had musical entertainment, the Smokin' Ham Band, and the Red Brush Band. There is the Smokin' Ham Band. That is Oscar.
There we go.
Oscar is the big mascot for the Smokin' Ham Band. He blows smoke out of his mouth or his nose. I mean, you get Red Thompson laughing all the time.
That's hilarious.
But and of course, the other band that played was the very popular Red Brush Band. That's Alan Daugherty in that Hawaiian shirt out front with the banjo. They are one of the more popular local and regional groups, and they performed as well as the Smokin' Ham Band, which they do a wide variety of music, but mainly country. They are popular as well. So the Festival of Flags had its makeup day. They didn't get to do the parade, but they did get to do everything else.
Yeah.
Hats off to the committee for volunteering their time to set up a makeup day for the community. All right. A couple other things to tell you about.
Yeah.
Eric. The Jackson County Farmers Club is having a meeting tonight, and I know that this is not a big deal for the general public, but if you're in the Farmers Club or you're interested in farming and you're interested in the Farm City Field Day, that is a big event that they do every fall where they invite not just the farming community, but the general public to see how a farm operates. It's kind of an educational, social thing. They're going to do that on September 12th. At the meeting tonight, which starts at 6:30 p.m. at the OSU Jackson County Extension Office down there at 93 and Standpipe Road. They're going to have a planning meeting. Okay. So if you want to weigh in on that, you are welcome to come. This is especially for the farming folks. You can do that. They do serve a meal that starts at 6:30 p.m. for only a cost of $5. They do ask that you call in advance so they have enough food.
Sure.
I'm going to give you that number. I'll give it to you twice. 740-688-5029. That's to register and let them know you're coming. 740-688-5029. And we do have that on our Facebook, and we have it on our website if you want to check that out. Farm City Field Day, by the way, Thursday, September the 12th. It will be at the Russ Farms in the Oak Hill area. It is the 63rd annual Farm City Field Day. I haven't been to 63 of them, but I've been to a few of them. They are very nice, and it's aptly named. It's not only for the farming community, it is also for the city folk to see how we get our food and how they do other things on the farming side.
It's very cool.
All right. And one other thing we want to tell you about, the city of Jackson has its Help Wanted sign out. They need a lot of part-time laborers throughout the summer to do mowing, street work, work in the parks, etc. And sometimes they have trouble filling those positions. But what's happened is they've hit the time when the younger people are doing other things. They're going back to college, back to high school, or whatever. And now they need to fill those positions because you know what? There's still work to be done all the way up until November, really. So at the last Jackson City Council meeting, the service director, David Swackhammer, made an announcement, and we're sharing that information on our media platforms. They need part-time seasonal general labor employees is what they call them. And the pay range is $14 to $18 an hour, not bad at all for part-time seasonal work. And it's mainly outdoor work. You can go online on their Facebook page and website and see some of the qualifications. And there's not a lot of qualifications other than your physical ability to do the work. If you're interested to learn a little more or you want to apply, you can go to the Jackson Memorial Building at 145 Broadway Street, or you can go and fill out an application on the city's website. It is jacksonohio.us. You can also call down at the city building, the Memorial Building, 286-2201, 286-2201. All right, so there we are, Eric. That takes us right into tomorrow. And we will be back with more news, a lot of things happening. I told you as much as I could tell you. On the football side, since you talked about that, and I know that you talked about all this programming that's going to happen, but on the newspaper side, we are going to have our annual football preview on Wednesday. Todd Compton is, of course, leading that charge. But Brock Netter, who writes for us, Red Thompson Jr., who's on our staff, he has contributed as well. Seth Fain did a wonderful job giving us some of the pictures that we needed for this. But that big 12-page section, all about football only, will be in Wednesday's paper. We're going to have a huge paper, 24 pages. 12 of it is news, and 12 of it, its own section. You can pull it out and keep it. Will be all on the football preview. That is coming Wednesday. In-depth previews of Jackson, Wellston, Oak Hill, and Benton County. Rosters, schedules, what the coaches say, everything. And then on Saturday, we're just not a football paper. We're going to cover the other fall sports in its own section the following Saturday.
That's great.
So there you go.
Get the mega issue of the Telegram on Wednesday, and be sure to grab the Saturday edition as well.
Right.
Sounds like it.
Thank you, Eric.
All
and
right.
We're excited just for the football season and the fall sports season to start all positive. Does a great thing for the kids to be involved on a team. I know. Being a sports guy yourself, I know that your experience in sports, I know, was a positive one.
That's great. Yep. I told you we still have those we can do the mega edition of the Telegram then, but we still have all the clippings from all 4 years we played. So it was, we appreciate your work.
We're going to be committed to covering, everything, once the games start as well. And, they already are. Golf has started. I think cross country and volleyball will be starting maybe this week. Soccer right behind there. Girls tennis, a whole bunch of things going on, and we're going to do our best to stay up with it. We won't, but we'll try.
We'll do our best, though. Hey,
we will. I promise that.
Mr. Telegram himself, Pete Wilson, voice of Jackson Ironman football himself. Thank you so much for taking the time on a Monday to enlighten us. We appreciate you. And on behalf of our team here at Main Street TV, Dylan, myself, Jen, we'll see you tomorrow morning.